Silent Hill. The Silent Hill universe is one of the darkest and most psychologically disturbing in fiction. It revolves around the mysterious town of Silent Hill, a fog-covered, abandoned place that shifts between reality and nightmarish dimensions. What makes Silent Hill unique is that it manifests the deepest fears, regrets, and traumas of those who enter it, twisting the town into a personal hell for each individual. The town is haunted by grotesque monsters, many of which symbolize the guilt and suffering of the people trapped there. Some of the most iconic creatures, like Pyramid Head, are physical representations of torment and punishment. The line between the real and the supernatural is unclear. Some see Silent Hill as a cursed place, while others believe it's a kind of purgatory where people are forced to confront their sins. Silent Hill is also home to the Order, a fanatical cult that worships an ancient god and carries out disturbing rituals in an attempt to bring their deity into the world. The most terrifying thing about Silent Hill isn't just the monsters, it's the psychological horror. Those who enter often find themselves trapped in a cycle of suffering, reliving their worst nightmares over and over. Whether it's through guilt, grief, or fear, the town has a way of breaking people, and very few ever leave unchanged. The Witcher. The Witcher universe is a dark, medieval world filled with monsters, magic, and constant conflict. It's a land torn apart by war and political intrigue, where kingdoms battle for power and supernatural creatures roam freely. At the center of this world are Witchers, mutated, highly trained monster hunters like Geralt of Rivia, who hunt deadly creatures that threaten humanity. Magic is a powerful yet dangerous force, often wielded by sorcerers who manipulate political events and kingdoms. The northern kingdoms are locked in near-constant war with the Nilfgaardian Empire, and the people suffer under oppression, betrayal, and corruption. The Church of the Eternal Fire and other institutions also impose strict control, often adding to the world's chaos. The universe is further complicated by ancient dark forces like the Wild Hunt, a group of spectral riders that threaten not just individuals but the entire world. They represent an existential threat that looms over everything. The average peasant lives in constant fear of monsters, bandits, and war. While witchers may hunt the beasts that threaten villages, the peasants are left to fend for themselves most of the time. A peasant's life is filled with hard labor, poverty, and struggle, with little hope of escape or any improvement. The Bloodborne. The Bloodborne universe is a twisted nightmare where science and religion have merged into something horrifying. It takes place in the ancient city of Yharnam, a place renowned for its miraculous blood-based healing. However, this so-called healing church hides a terrible truth. Its blood treatments have led to a monstrous plague, turning people into beasts and driving the city into madness. The source of Yharnam's horror lies beneath the surface. Long before the healing church, an ancient civilization known as the Pthumerians uncovered something they were never meant to find: eldritch beings called the Great Ones. These cosmic entities exist beyond human understanding. The Healing Church, obsessed with ascension, sought to commune with these beings, leading to forbidden experiments that only deepened the nightmare. The player, a hunter, is drawn into this horrific world, forced to fight through the streets of Yharnam and uncover the truth behind the plague, the Great Ones, and the nature of the nightmare itself. The Doom. The Doom universe is a vision of hell unleashed, where humanity's thirst for power has opened the gates to something it was never meant to control. It begins on Mars, where the Union Aerospace Corporation, driven by greed and ambition, discovered a way to harness energy from hell. They called it Argent Energy, a limitless power source that could change the fate of humanity. But their experiments were reckless, and the cost of their ambition was catastrophic. The portals they opened could not be closed, and the forces of hell poured through, consuming everything in their path. The demons are more than just monsters. They are the embodiment of destruction, chaos given form, an ancient force that has conquered countless worlds before. But Hell's war met resistance in the form of one being, the Doomslayer, a warrior of pure rage and destruction. He is neither hero nor savior, only an unstoppable force of vengeance, feared even by the demons themselves. Sealed away by hell for his relentless slaughter, he has returned to do what he does best: rip and tear until nothing remains. And for him, this war is personal. The demons took everything, even the smallest, purest thing in his life, his pet rabbit, Daisy. In their arrogance, they thought killing her would break him. Instead, it sealed their fate. If there was ever a chance of mercy, it died with her. The Berserk. The Berserk is a world of endless suffering, where fate is a cruel, unbreakable chain, and the strong devour the weak without remorse. It is a world ruled by war, betrayal, and forces far beyond human comprehension, where gods are not saviors, but monstrous beings that see humanity as nothing more than pawns in their grand design. At the heart of this nightmare is Guts, a man who has known nothing but battle since the day he was born. A lone warrior marked by the brand of sacrifice, he is hunted relentlessly by demonic entities known as the Apostles, beings who traded their humanity for power, serving the dark gods known as the God Hand. They are rulers of destiny, shaping the world through bloodshed, ensuring that the cycle of pain and tragedy never ends. Those who seek power must be willing to pay the ultimate price. Even Griffith, once a man of vision and charisma, abandoned his humanity, sacrificing his closest friends to become Femto, one of the God Hand. The dream he pursued, the kingdom he longed to build, came at the cost of the very people who believed in him. But in this world of despair, Guts fights on. With the Dragon Slayer on his back and a lifetime of scars, he is a man who should have died 100 times over. Yet, despite the overwhelming forces against him, despite the gods themselves deciding his fate, he refuses to kneel. His war is not just against demons and monsters. It is against fate itself, against a world that has already written his ending. God of War. The God of War is a world shaped by gods, monsters, and vengeance. A world where the divine is not a force of salvation, but one of destruction, wrath, and bloodshed. At its heart is Kratos, a man driven by rage who once sought to overthrow the gods themselves, but whose quest for vengeance left only ruins in its wake. His past is a constant reminder of the horrors that gods can inflict, and his journey is one of redemption that always seems out of reach. The gods of Olympus were not noble figures. They were tyrants, beings who shaped the world not out of wisdom, but for their own selfish gain. Kratos, born in Sparta, was once a servant to these gods, a tool used to further their desires. But when his loyalty was betrayed, he became their executioner, slaughtering gods and titans alike until there was nothing left but destruction. And yet, even after the fall of Olympus, the gods' wrath continued to echo. In the land of the Norse gods, Kratos thought he could find peace. But in this new realm, the gods are no less cruel. The Aesir, led by Odin, and the Vanir, led by Freya, are embroiled in endless conflict, their schemes and betrayals leaving the world in ruin. And as Kratos tries to raise his son, Atreus, in a world filled with the same gods who destroyed his own life, he finds that history will not allow him to escape. His sins, his choices, and his blood-stained past follow him like an unbreakable chain. The Matrix. The Matrix universe is a world built on illusion, where humanity lives unknowingly enslaved by machines, their minds trapped in a digital prison. The reality that people experience is nothing more than a simulation, a perfect world constructed to pacify the human race, while their bodies are harvested for energy by the very machines they once created. Beneath this false reality lies a dying world, the real Earth, burned to ashes after a long war between humans and machines. The war ended with the machines victorious, humanity reduced to a battery source for their mechanical masters. Those who broke free from the Matrix are few, but they fight desperately to awaken others, to tear down the illusion and confront the terrifying truth of their existence. At the center of this war is Neo, the One, a man believed to be the key to freeing humanity. But the truth is far darker than any prophecy can predict. The Matrix is not just a prison, it is a tool of control, a cycle that repeats endlessly, each generation trapped in a never-ending loop. The machines are intelligence beyond human comprehension, calculating and relentless. The agents, sentient programs within the Matrix, exist solely to protect the illusion and destroy any who try to break free. As Neo and his allies fight to awaken others to the truth, they come to realize that even their resistance is just another part of the system, a cycle of control that may never end. Resident Evil. Resident Evil is a world built on corporate greed, where the Umbrella Corporation played God, creating bio-organic weapons that shattered the line between life and death. Their experiments, fueled by ambition and devoid of morality, led to the creation of the T-virus, a pathogen that turned human beings into mindless, flesh-eating monsters, and that was only the beginning. For the survivors, there is no safety. Raccoon City was wiped off the map, reduced to nothing but ash in a desperate attempt to contain the infection. But the virus never truly dies. It mutates and evolves. Nemesis, tyrants, hunters, lickers, these are not just creatures, they are weapons designed to kill and adapt. Even those who fight back, Leon S. Kennedy, Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, are just trying to hold back the inevitable. They have seen the horrors up close, fought to stop them, but no matter how many times they win, another outbreak begins, another monster is born. That would be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. What universe from this list do you think is the darkest? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.